sustainable living is, it's really about finding the balance in life. I really don't believe in this, having a very extreme approach to sustainability. I don't believe in stop consumption, for example, because of the negative externalities. Do we stop consuming? It would be better for environment short term, but more people will end in poverty. Yeah. So how do you balance those two aspects, right? We have responsibility for both, I believe. But that doesn't mean that you can't take action and make a more sustainable living. And of course, we do that. We eat primarily organic. We think that approach has a very comprehensive impact because it's about taking care of the nature. We try to consume less plastic or go for recycled plastic, drive less, I would say, travel a bit less, even though it's difficult because, when you run a global business or global businesses, it's difficult to just stop traveling, right?
I would like to know what would you like to advise to the younger generation coming after us, because we are leaving this planet for them. What would you advise them to implement in their daily life that would make their life easier and more sustainable in the future?
To be 100% honest, in many ways I actually believe they would be better advising me than me advising them. Actually, the younger generations bring in a new mindset, a very planet and people thinking mindset, I would say, and which is a huge inspiration for both of us. And so we have a lot of, we can really be inspired by the younger generations, not only millennials, also Gen Z and even younger, right? So I think actually, if I should give one example of or one suggestion or one idea people can ponder a bit on, whether they're my own generation, older generation, or younger generations, is this balance. We really need to approach these challenges we have globally in a balanced way. If you look back on history, having an extreme approach to solving challenges has never been the answer. So that's one thing, and the other thing, don't fear. Yes, we face global challenges like poverty still, unfortunately, but still we face climate changes, and we face plastic in the oceans, and so on and so on and so on. But as humanity, we'll solve them. I'm 100% confident about that. We will solve them, and we'll solve them in an intelligent, innovative way, making the right decisions, made from the foundation of insight, true insight and data.
I have one question for the mom of the family. It's more oriented toward you. I think you take care of your family, your husband, your two daughters. And do you have a routine that you have implemented to have a more eco-friendly, a more taking care, or how do you take care of your family in a more sustainable and eco-friendly way? Do you have a routine?
Yeah, apart from the things Jonathan already mentioned, with how we are trying to teach them also to be to think about what they are doing and what they're choosing and how they are behaving in the world. But I'm actually thinking about a very new habit that we just implemented because we have been traveling a lot, and when we stay at a hotel with a buffet, they often take a lot of all these things and just eat half of it. So we have made this challenge to never throw out food, for example, never make food waste. So it's just a small example of trying to implement small things that make them think about what they're doing and how it will affect further on.
So you have been living in Bali for how many years now?
4, I think. Yeah, 4.
And I guess you have come across a lot of challenges to be able to implement this sustainable lifestyle. Can you tell us a little bit about these challenges that you have encountered to implement your way of living sustainably?
Yeah, one of the things that was the big thing in the beginning was to find organic food, for example. It's more difficult here than what we were used to in Denmark. And then of course we're used to walking a lot and bicycling.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic because it's good for the environment and it's good for your health. But that's very difficult in Bali, so I have experience. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, maybe just a small one, but you know, originally we come from Copenhagen, so we come from a city which is very clean, and the waste problem is not as you find it in this region of the world, and so arriving to a place like Bali, where the real struggle with the waste problem, because the structure is not set up yet. They're working on it, which is very needed, because so much plastic and so much general waste are just dumped in the rivers, which go directly to the oceans. So that's also, I would say that was also a bit of a challenge when we came here. Fortunately we have traveled the world before we moved to Bali. So yes, we knew that.
What do you think we can do better to help this beautiful island to cope with plastic or any uneco-friendly product that they're actually using? Do you have any idea that you can just throw in the air just to end this beautiful conversation?
I think they're actually already doing a lot.
Yes.
Like they're trying to. I know there are one school, maybe more, local schools in Bali who is actually going plastic free and teaching kids, because that's the easiest thing to teach the new generation how to care for the environment. So I actually think they're already doing a lot, and it just takes time because it's a culture of how you have been used to handle different kinds of waste. So I think they're getting there actually.
I would say in general it's always a challenge when you ask a question like that, because it's easy as a foreigner to come here and know better, have that attitude, and I really don't believe in that. We can always learn from each other, so to speak, and be inspired from each other, and like the beautiful Indonesian people, and this beautiful country has inspired us so much. Yes, of course, we can also come from a region of the world where they have set up system, and there is the know-how and the knowledge about some of these certain areas where you can actually improve, and that's what I think we can do actually by talking about how it could be managed differently. But in the end of the day, it might not be the older generations who is in charge, so to speak, of this country. Yet it might be the young generations, and I think we are setting up companies here in Indonesia and hire the most fantastic people from all over the world, but also from Indonesia, and we inspire each other there. So we actually inspire the Indonesians in the company, and they inspire us. But we talk about these challenges, and they bring them to their families, to their friends, and raise this question. And one day it will go to the top, and they will do something about it.